Let's get right into it. Number 7. The confirmation bias circus. Picture this. You've just decided pineapple absolutely belongs on pizza. Now, instead of considering all the people who hate that fruity topping, your brain turns into a shady lawyer working overtime to cherry-pick evidence. It digs up every single tweet, Reddit post, and scientific article, probably sponsored by Big Pineapple, that agrees with you and politely throws the rest into the mental shredder. That's confirmation bias. It's your brain's way of protecting your ego by playing detective, judge, and jury all at once. Except the detective only looks for clues that fit your theory. The judge ignores counterarguments, and the jury is drunk. Psychologists call it a cognitive shortcut. You call it Googling until I find a source that agrees with me. Why does this happen? Because processing all the data is exhausting. Your brain is basically a toddler at Disneyland, overstimulated and cranky, so it just grabs the nearest balloon that matches what it already likes. And once you have that balloon, you parade it around like a Nobel Prize. The irony, confirmation bias doesn't just show up in debates about pizza. It's in politics, relationships, even your shopping habits. You buy a phone, then spend 2 weeks Googling reasons my phone is actually better than the other one just to make yourself feel good. Congratulations, you're now a volunteer propaganda minister for your own decisions. Basically, your brain is less of a truth seeker and more of a hype man, nodding along like, yeah, you're totally right, boss. Never wrong. Keep it up.
Number 6. Anchor is away. Imagine you're at a sketchy street market. The seller shouts, "This ancient rare vase is worth $500. You laugh, haggle, and walk away feeling like a genius because you got it for $200. Spoiler, the vase is mass-produced junk, but that first number, 500, has already hijacked your brain. That's the anchoring effect. Anchoring is your brain's desperate need for a starting point, even if the starting point is complete garbage. The first number or idea you hear becomes a psychological magnet, pulling all your decisions closer to it. You think you're negotiating like a Wall Street shark, but really, you're just orbiting around the seller's random number like a confused planet. It's not just shopping either. Doctors can anchor on initial diagnoses, teachers on first impressions, and you anchor on calorie counts when you see only 500 calories next to a burger the size of your face. Somehow, 500 doesn't sound like much until you realize that's literally half your daily recommended intake disguised as melted cheese. Here's the kicker. Even when you know anchoring is messing with you, you still can't escape it. It's like quicksand for the mind. You go in thinking, I won't get trapped. 10 seconds later, you're chest deep nodding, yeah, $200 for a vase is totally reasonable. Anchoring proves your brain isn't a supercomputer. It's more like a tired intern who grabs the first Post-it note it sees and then builds an entire PowerPoint around it.
Number 5. Halo effect heaven. You meet someone new. They're attractive, well-dressed, and have the kind of smile toothpaste companies would sell their souls for. Instantly, without meaning to, you decide they're also smart, kind, trustworthy, and possibly destined to solve world hunger. That's the halo effect, baby. The halo effect is when one shiny trait, like good looks, confidence, or even a nice voice, casts a magical glow over everything else. Suddenly, flaws don't exist. The hot guy at work is probably brilliant, even if he just confused Wi-Fi with Bluetooth. The charismatic politician must be honest, even though honesty and politics get along about as well as cats and cucumbers. Psychologists have shown this happens in everything from hiring decisions to court cases. Attractive people are literally judged more leniently in trials. Yep, if you're pretty, your punishment is basically a slap on the wrist and don't do it again, you little rascal. The halo effect is your brain's shortcut system, trying to save energy. Instead of evaluating every trait individually, it just copy-pastes good across the whole report card. But here's the twist. It works in reverse too. That one annoying thing you hate about someone? Boom. Suddenly they're lazy, rude, incompetent, and probably eat cereal with water. So the next time you're dazzled by someone's metaphorical or literal sparkly halo, remember, it might just be brain glitter blinding you from the truth.
Number 4. Emotional contagion. You know how yawns spread like a zombie plague? Well, emotions do the same thing, except instead of undead moaning, it's Karen at work infecting everyone with her Monday morning gloom. This phenomenon is called emotional contagion, and it means your feelings are way less original than you think. Here's how it works. Humans are basically walking Wi-Fi routers for emotions. Someone laughs and you chuckle without knowing why. Someone sulks and suddenly you feel like the universe is against you, even if 5 minutes ago you were vibing with your coffee. It's your mirror neurons firing, copying what others feel because your brain is obsessed with fitting in. And it's not just tiny ripples either. Studies show entire groups, like offices, classrooms, even stadiums, can shift mood like a synchronized mood swing. One bad-tempered teacher, the whole class spirals into chaos. One hyped-up sports fan, the crowd is chanting like they've been possessed. Your emotions aren't really yours. They're a group project you never signed up for. Why does your brain do this? Evolution. Back in caveman days, if your buddy panicked at the sight of a saber-toothed tiger, you didn't stop to ask, wait, is that really a tiger? You just ran. Emotional copy-pasting kept you alive. Today, it just means you cry in movies, because a stranger on screen cries prettily in 4K. So yeah, next time you find yourself mysteriously irritated after hanging with a grumpy friend, blame your neurons. They're not protecting you from tigers anymore. They're just making sure you join Karen's pity party.
Number 3. False memories on demand. Think your memory is like a video camera? Cute. In reality, it's more like an overworked intern frantically sketching events on sticky notes, smudging half the details and doodling the rest. Welcome to the joyride of false memories. Psychologists have shown that your current mood rewrites the past. If you're happy today, last week's events seem sunnier. If you are sad, suddenly everything that ever happened to you was a Shakespearean tragedy. Your brain doesn't record, it edits. And sometimes it edits with the enthusiasm of a drunk film director. Want proof? Entire experiments have planted fake childhood memories into people's heads, things like being lost in a mall. Later, participants recall them in vivid detail, swearing up and down it actually happened. Spoiler? It didn't. Their neurons just filled in the blanks, like a kid lying about eating cookies while covered in crumbs. It's not malicious, though. Your brain wants coherence. When there's a gap in your story, it fills it with the most emotionally consistent filler it can find. Sad now? Past you was definitely sad too. Happy now? Wow, your childhood was sunshine and rainbows. Reality isn't the priority. Emotional consistency is. Basically, your memories are less historical record and more fan fiction, constantly rewritten to match today's vibes, which means when you swear your ex was the worst or the best depending on your current relationship status, don't trust yourself too much. You're just editing your own Netflix series.
Number 2. Lazy brain, easy choices. Ever picked the option that required the least effort, even when it wasn't the best one? Congratulations, you've been suckered by cognitive laziness, also known as cognitive miserliness. Your brain would rather coast on autopilot than waste precious calories doing hard thinking. Imagine choosing a multiple-choice answer. Instead of carefully analyzing, your brain just goes, C looks nice. Or you're in the grocery store, staring at 2 brands of pasta sauce. One is slightly cheaper, but requires you to bend down. Guess which one you pick. Hint, your back has veto power. This mental shortcutting is your brain's survival tactic. Thinking hard is expensive. It literally burns glucose. So your inner accountant constantly whispers, save energy, take the easy route. It's why we trust gut feelings, follow simple rules like majority must be right, and fall for headlines without reading the article. But here's the kicker. Lazy brain can make you feel smart. Quick answers feel confident, even if they're dead wrong. It's the same logic behind game shows where contestants confidently declare Paris is a country. That's not stupidity, it's just your neurons clocking out early. In short, your brain is a cheapskate. It hoards mental energy like it's saving up for a vacation it will never take.
Number 1. Surprise dopamine jackpot. Imagine this. You open the vending machine, expecting your boring bag of pretzels, and instead, bam! 2 bags tumble out. For a brief, shining moment, you feel like the luckiest person alive. That rush? That's dopamine. Your brain's version of confetti cannons, and it goes absolutely wild for unexpected rewards. See, dopamine isn't just the pleasure chemical people make it out to be, it's more like your brain's hype DJ, blasting the speakers when something surprising and awesome happens. Sure, expected rewards feel nice, but unexpected ones? They crank the system to 11. That's why slot machines, lottery tickets, and even mystery grab bags are so addictive. Your brain's wired to scream, surprise bonus, jackpot, like a deranged game show host. From an evolutionary perspective, this made sense. Imagine you're a hunter-gatherer stumbling across extra berries or an unguarded honeycomb. Surprise food equals survival. Your ancestors got a dopamine rave in their skulls, which motivated them to keep exploring. Today, it just means you lose an embarrassing amount of money to claw machines. Here's the sinister twist. Companies know this. Social media thrives on dopamine roulette. Every scroll might reveal a hilarious meme, a cute puppy, or your ex getting married. You never know, and that's the hook. Your brain keeps spinning the dopamine slot machine, convinced the next pull will be worth it. So next time you're high-fiving yourself for a lucky break, remember this. Your dopamine system is basically a golden retriever that just found an extra treat in the couch cushions. Excited? Yes. Rational? Not really. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.